This chicken and mushroom tray bake is all about easy assembly. After a satisfying short 10 minutes of prep, the oven does all the hard work for you. Weeknight or weekend, that's a simple dinner sorted.
So, classic mushroom, beautiful. I've got 400 grams, make sure they're nice and clean. Then the chicken, I want to use a nice big fat thigh, right, on the bone, skin on, maximum flavour, sweet, delicious meat that falls off the bone. I'm going to put the hob on here on like a medium heat. I just want a little bit of heat to brown up that chicken skin. Little olive oil in the pan. Take the chicken and I'll season it up with salt and pepper. I'm actually going to cover it in the oven, and that's going to give you very tender chicken in the most beautiful way, but it won't give you much browning. So what I'll do is I'll start that browning process now by just using the tray, not just for baking and roasting, but also a little frying. We can do that. So put them skin side down in the tray, and I'm just going to lightly brown them. Chicken thighs are amazing, they're great value. Having the bone and skin on gives you more flavour. So just fry these off for like 3 or 4 minutes until lightly golden. Have a little look at this. That's all I want. It's just a gesture of getting that skin crispy. I'll turn the gas off now, but that's sizzling away. So let's begin putting these flavour combos together. So I'm going to use some pretty everyday tinned items from the cupboard. Butter beans, they're big, fat and creamy, but you could use any bean you like. And then I've got some mushroom soup. This is condensed mushroom soup. The idea is this little hack helps amp up the flavour of the things that we're putting in there, and it stops you having to make a sauce with another pan, more washing up, and for quick kind of like midweek cooking, this tray bake, I want to work hard for you, right? I don't want you to cook harder, I want you to think smarter. That's what it's all about, right? Another little hack, I love fresh spinach, I buy it, I grow it, but believe it or not, I also have it frozen. And frozen spinach is brilliant. It's really convenient to have, but also it's been blanched and wrung out, and that means it's perfect for cooking. So I'll take 4 of these for 4 people, for our 4 thighs, and for me, spinach with creamy mushroom is just an absolute joy. Right, let's put this together because it's unbelievably quick. We're gonna go in with the mushrooms. Right, they're all washed. If you've got some big ones, you can just cut them in half. No trouble at all. I'm then gonna go in with the beans. Drain most of that liquid. Beans go in. Now, this tin isn't just for the beans. Think of this tin as your measure. 1 tin of water, 1 tin of rice, and then your tin here of mushroom soup. That'll be enough liquid to cook you 4 portions of the most beautiful rice every single time. It's a great little hack. I want you to have delicious meals that you can rattle out. I want these combinations and these quantities to work for you every single time. The fact that you can put this together so quickly, whack it in the oven, do what you gotta do, 40, 50 minutes later, dinner, wow, that's what it's all about, right? So look, last things in, we'll go in with the spinach, a little olive oil, basic seasoning of salt and pepper. Then get yourself a lovely lemon, and I'm gonna use the juice later. That's another story, but I want the zest. This zest is unbelievable flavour. Just mix everything up. I want the chicken skin on the top because we want that to get crisp later. And then you're ready to go. Grab a little bit of tin foil and just kind of crimp it up the sides. This now goes in the oven for 45 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius, which is 400 Fahrenheit, and then I'll whip off that tin foil and give it a few minutes to get golden on top. It's gonna be delicious. Right. Yes. Right, do this carefully, but look at that. Hot and steamy. So I'm now just gonna put it back in for just a couple of minutes, just to get a little bit of crispiness on the top. Okay, I've got one little thing that I think takes this to the next level, and it's using mustard, right? 4 big teaspoons of English mustard. Then we're gonna hit it up with lemon juice. Slap it with freshness and that electric kind of citrus. Enough to make it nice and loose. Because when I get my plate of like rice, chicken, spinach, I want to sprawl that all over the place. Just amazing. So this is the simplest little hack. Right, let's check that chicken. The skin's now dancing. I actually do this quite a lot, which is very sad. Watching things crackle. I think we're good. Let's go for it. Come on. Look at that. What a beautiful dinner. The oven's done all the hard work. Let's portion some up. Some bits around the edge have just caught, which I love. Put the chicken on top and a bit of oyster mushroom. It looks really good. And then your lemony English mustard. That is a brilliant tray bake meal right there. Let's have a little try. Oh. I love it. The chicken is delicious, it's tender. It's a humble thigh, right? But it's given so much flavour to the rice. Like that spinachy freshness with the unctuous rice, the heat of the lemony mustard and the chicken. This tastes like I've been cooking for hours, but you saw it, right? What we're talking about is big flavour, but simple preparation. Get it in that tray, mix it up, cover it, cook it. Eat it. So good.
My Tin Raid Fishcakes transforms trusty staples into something really special. Served with a simple crunchy slaw, this is the easy road to exciting flavour.
Often, when you're a chef, people think you don't really use things in tins or jars. You do. These are lifesavers. So pan on, medium heat. By the time that heats up, we'll be ready to cook our fish cakes. So first one, I love tinned potatoes. They're picked at their best and they're already cooked, right? So this gives us, in a busy life, this ability to react very quickly when you'd normally have to peel and wait for things to cook. Next up, tinned tuna. So drain that off. We got sweet corn, all great value. So here's our primary ingredients. How are we gonna bind that all together? Egg is a classic binder of a fish cake. So we'll put an egg into there. We need a bit more than that. So the potatoes, if you break them up, they'll bind. That's good. We still need a bit more. Stale bread. It doesn't have to be stale, but if it is, it doesn't matter. Put that in the juice from your potatoes, or the tuna juice, and then squeeze it out like that. And this will give a lightness and a sort of delicate texture to our beautiful fish cakes. So, nearly there. Mustard. English mustard. So these are all things that most of us have in our cupboards, and if you haven't, I highly recommend getting them in there. I haven't stopped yet. Just a little handful of coarsely grated cheese. Little pops of cheese melting inside your fish cake. Oh, this is gonna be amazing, right? Go heavy on the black pepper. So what we can do is scrunch it between your hands like that. Bring in all the ingredients and dress it in that egg. If you've got lemon hanging around, just take the zest. So look, loads of flavours going on there. Once we've got that mixed up, push it down like that. We'll cut this mixture in half and then into quarter. It's completely not accurate, but I don't care. Then we'll take each half and put it into 2. So roughly you're gonna get 8 little patties. Some might be bigger and smaller, but my kids are bigger and smaller, so that's all right. Put it into a little snowball like that. So, olive oil in the pan, which is just heated up. Take some regular all-purpose flour, plop it in the flour like that. It just gives that nice golden crispiness. And I'm gonna put it on the palm of my hand, press it down. You can go as thick or as thin as you want. I'll do one fish cake, slightly bigger than the other. So, round ball in the flour, it's as simple as that. So I've got 2 in the pan. These can go in the fridge. You can use them in the next couple of days. They take about, look, on a medium heat, I think like 3 or 4 minutes on each side until golden and crisp. Let's turn it over. Let's see what's going on. They're looking beautiful. Then I'm gonna make a delicious homemade slaw, a fridge raid slaw, right? So I don't care if you've got Brussels sprouts, red cabbage, white cabbage, anything crunchy. Fennel, carrots, sprouting broccoli. I've got a bit of onion. You could have apple, you could have pear. Speed peeler. Let's get into the vibe. A bit of onion. Don't need much. We're gonna go red cabbage. Anything you can get and grate, get and grate. I'm gonna take asparagus. Thinking about when I grew up as a kid in school, the idea of a slaw, it was cabbage, carrot, onion, mayonnaise, right? Let me give you another option. I can reduce the fats by 90% if you let me swap out your mayo for beautiful yogurt. Now with the fennel, I'm just using the little top bit, the stalks. And I think if people are honest, they normally throw that away. Apple, anything you can grate, you can slaw. So enough yogurt to cover it. That's your creaminess. Let's go for whole grain mustard. That goes in, a little teaspoon. We could use vinegar or lemon juice. Fish, lemon juice. We've already used the zest. Let's go for it. And then any herb, basil, mint, parsley. I've got some dill. Just tear it off. Rustic slaw and mix it up. Now that beautiful red cabbage is gonna stain it all. So hopefully within about 40 seconds, we're gonna have the most beautiful ruby fridge raid slaw. Look at that. Let's have a taste. Right, it needs more salt. I'll take the pepper. It needs a little olive oil. The mustard's good. The creaminess is there. So let me just wash my hands. For me, this is real life. Like, I'm not always sitting there cooking steaks and like posh things, like, you know, I'm a dad, I'm busy, I'm juggling, right? I crave things like beautiful fish cake, but I might not have the fish, but I've got the tins. Solutions and enthusiasm, that's what this is all about. Let's plate this up. That's gonna sit on the bottom. And if you've got some, just the smallest amount of feta cheese crumbled and rained down on top is just a beautiful thing. This is simple cooking that delivers big. Lemon. Come on, yes. Get in there. Look at that crispiness. Sweet, funky from the tuna, the cheese. It is really, really good. Let's go for the fridge raid slaw. Like the way that the lemon juice and that yogurt and the mustard works, it's really, really silky. This is like minimal effort, super simple, super quick, like cheat cooking. I don't want you to work harder or cook harder. I want you to think and cook smart. That is what simple cooking is all about.
I'm making my utterly delicious cheesy Bolognese buns.
Big pan, heat, full whack. Nice lug of olive oil. We're gonna use rosemary. You can use other herbs like thyme, oregano, or even a blend. Just take the rosemary off the stalk. And then what I wanna do is just get my knife to roughly chop it up. What I love about this recipe is it represents layer upon layer of flavor and depth and deliciousness. So when the rosemary starts to fry, I'm not using much bacon, like 4 rashers, smoked, but that smokiness is what I want. In we go with the bacon. So you can see the bacon starting to render the fat, that's a good thing. I'm gonna go in with black pepper, quite a lot. Let's say 2 big pinches. Then we're gonna go in with our mincemeat. 250 grams of pork and 250 grams of beef. And you get slightly more sweetness from the pork and you get the depth from the beef. 2 large cloves of garlic. Just take the little skin off, run your knife through it. If you have a look in that pan now, you can see some really nice colour, which we like. 2 onions, ends off, half it. Finally slice the onions any way you want. If you do this at the weekend, you've got the time, but later in the month, it buys you time when you're busy and juggling 1,000 things. 2 sticks of celery. Very beautiful, very fragrant. Add a little bit of salt just to get the seasoning beginning to happen. Get yourself 2 carrots and just chop them up. And then we're gonna punch in with like depth of flavour veggies. 500 grams of mushrooms. You're gonna get really dark, delicious colours and flavours from this. So in with mushrooms. At this stage, I would normally add a little white or red wine. Delicious. But recently, I've been adding balsamic vinegar. 2 lovely tablespoons. It just gives an edge, and I love it. Look at the shiny, gorgeous, dark colours. This is gonna be a better bolognese, and I haven't even given you my best tip yet. 200 grams of tomato puree. Colour, depth, intensity. Just kind of almost toasting it up a little bit does make it taste better. So look at the colour. Darkness, caramelisation, depth and layers of flavour. And we're going to go in with 3 tins of lentils. There's something like magical about making a big old batch of something delicious that's going to nourish the family. Then we're going in with plum tomatoes and we'll break it up in the pan. There's a fair amount of tomatoey goodness in here. So I'll fill this up with water, slush it about. For those 3 tins of tomatoes, we do 3 tins of water. So I want to go now from spoon to potato masher. Yes, we're going to break up the tomatoes, but we're also going to break up the lentils and the mincemeat. Now, there's one last big hack to making a better bolognese. I mean, you wait till Conker sees this, right? It's going to blow his mind. The secret ingredient is ribs. Oh! So this is a set of baby back ribs. This possesses the sweetest meat, but it also has bone. And that bone marrow is like better than any stock cube. If you don't try the ribs, you'll never know. Maybe I'm right. Bring it to the boil, and then we're gonna turn it down to a simmer for around 2 to 2.5 hours. When that meat falls off the bone, your ragu is ready. Come on. Lid on, turn it down. Come on, Conker. So we're just over 2 hours. As you start excavating these amazing pork bones, the meat will just shred. It's so tender. Use that masher to break up the big chunks of the rib meat. Have a little try. Depth, hearty, robust. It's making me want to smile. Adjust with some salt and a little bit of cold water. So this idea of adjusting is important, right? Take control. I guess I was thinking about like Sloppy Joe's in America, which is like a burger bun with like sort of chili, mincemeaty kind of vibes. But like, we can go a step further. Take these 4 buns. Lids off. I'm thinking about making edible bowls. Just pull out the center. I'm just gonna throw that into the tray. In we go with the bowls. These bigger bits just tear up. These will make beautiful little croutons that we can dip into our better bolognese. And then we've got our nice little lids here that we can just put to one side like that. If I grab a herb of choice, I'm going thyme, some olive oil, and a couple of cloves of garlic. So I'm gonna do 2 things here. I'll cut the garlic in half and just rub it around the edges, rub it inside, and on the lid as well. You'd be amazed how powerful this little rub is. So once you've done that, let's just slice this up. And then we're gonna take some time, put your fingers around it, pull it off, and you get those nice soft tips. Then the olive oil just helps to connect the story. So just mix up the garlic and the thyme, and then we just put this in and around our lovely little bowls.
Oh, I forgot about the cheese, right? Cheesy Bolognese buns.
Use brie, use camembert, use a British equivalent, but this is camembert here. Cut half a camembert into quarters. Just place there, there, here, and there.
We're gonna create like a little homemade easy fondue.
Essentially, it's garlic bread with cheese in it and bolognese. It's like 3 of my favorite things in the whole wide world. In the oven for 10 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius, 350 Fahrenheit. Have a look at that. We've got all these little crispy bits around the edge because dunking is what it's all about. And then we simply fill it up with that beautiful bolognese. Be generous. Little bit of pepper. And then let it rain Parmesan. Beautiful. Oh, garlic bread. Good bolognese. To say that I'm happy right now is an understatement.
My chocolate tiramisu is the proof that a pudding can be both decadent and simple. I'm going to take you through 3 easy steps that will get you from the cupboard to a cake base in just 15 minutes prep. Finished with the quickest creamy topping, it's a game changer. Plus, it puts me slap bang in the good books with Jules.
Very simple. I've got a little inch of water here simmering away. I've got a heat-proof bowl. I've got 300 grams of good quality chocolate. You can get it in the supermarkets, 70% cocoa solids. Take that foil off and just shake it in. So chocolate is very important in the Oliver household. My wife loves it. It's her thing. Coffee and chocolate. And in what I'm cooking today, we're gonna get a double hit of both, right? So do not use aggressive heat. You wanna delicately melt it. A little sprinkle of salt. I know it's weird. Salt allows you to salivate and taste the chocolate even more. It's really important. Next up, I'm gonna grab myself a couple of bowls. I'm gonna go in with 200 grams of golden caster sugar and 8 lovely free-range eggs. I'm gonna put the whites in here. So the whites I'm gonna use to give this beautiful cake aeration and its kind of sponginess. Over here, we're gonna go in with the yolks. So look at those colours. Okay, so we've got 8 egg yolks. So angle that bowl and just whisk it up. And what you'll see is it goes pale and fluffy and air is getting trapped in there. So whisk this up until it's doubled in size. Look at that. Let's go and have a little check on our chocolate. Now, what I want to do, now the chocolate's starting to melt, is add 100 grams of butter. So I'm going to turn the gas off. Look at the shine. Just love the smell of chocolate. Let that cool down. And then the most important thing, the egg whites, right? We want to whip up those until they're really, really stiff. So a pinch of salt will really help to give you a nice stiff lift. And I could use a hand whisk, but instead, I've got power. So angle the bowl, start off slow, faster, faster, faster. Noisy, but very effective. So look, take that chocolate and mix it into the egg yolks. Use this whisk just to sort of fold through like that. Add 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. Then we're going to take some of the egg white, just a little bit first. Then we'll go in with the rest, like that, and just lightly fold the chocolate and the eggs together. We don't want to batter out all of those beautiful air bubbles, because that's going to give you that lift. And just be patient. Now, one of the interesting things about this incredible chocolate dessert is it doesn't have any flour and it doesn't have any nuts. And that's kind of handy for me because I've got 2 kids that can't have flour. So this is one of those brilliant recipes to have. It's fudgy and kind of unctuous and deep, deep, deep in chocolatey flavors. Bit of a win-win, right? So all of it comes out. I've got a nice little tray. It's 25 by 30 centimeters. And this cooks now for 15 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 Fahrenheit, and 15 minutes exactly, not a minute over. Have a look at that. Beautiful. So we can serve that as a cake in its own right, but I'm going to use it today as a base for one of the most incredible tiramisus ever. So while it's warm, you just make little holes around this sponge, and this means that it can absorb amazing flavors. So in the world of tiramisu, I want to pour over 50 mils of Cointreau, that orange liqueur. Just give it a good basting. Then we're going to go in with coffee. 150 mils of the best espresso you can get your hands on. And it's going to go in all those little holes. There's one last thing I want to do. Grab a little fine grater and a friend of chocolate, which is orange. And I just want to have some nice golden zest over the top like that. So this is definitely not a classic tiramisu. Beautiful. So the chocolate's cooled down, and I've got the classic mascarpone cream and then not so classic ricotta. It's a much lighter cheese. It has a freshness to it, and actually the two together, I think, are the holy grail. It works so well. So 500 grams of ricotta. Then we're going to go in with 500 grams of mascarpone cream. I'm going to add like 2 heaped tablespoons of golden caster sugar and a little kicker of vanilla paste. So 2 nice, generous teaspoons, beautiful flavor. So just kind of take a little bit of time just to beat it, dissolve that sugar, and get it shining. And then pour it into this tin. We're taking tiramisu to new heights. Up to the edges. I'm just going to do some little indentations, kind of to look funky, but also to catch the cocoa powder that I'm going to put on top in the most beautiful way. Let's get a little sieve. And the idea of having something just a little bit bitter and chocolatey over something so outrageously sweet. What a beautiful thing. Imagine that at a dinner party. People love tiramisu, but this is just amped up. Let's get in there for a nice little scoop out. Oh, come on. Look at that. Just decadence. Love it. Really nice with some beautiful cherries. That is a dessert to make people very, very happy. Let's try. blissful. The chocolate sponge that's absorbed that coffee and the Cointreau is just outrageous. The freshness and richness from the mascarpone and the ricotta and that bitter chocolate topping. Three things in perfect harmony. Can you have the most decadent puddings and simplicity? Yes, you can.
My jarred pepper pasta uses just a few simple ingredients to create a brilliant time-saving midweek meal, and you wouldn't believe how easy it is to knock together.
So, big pan of water, season it with salt. We're gonna go in with some pasta. I'm using penne today. So in with the pasta. Lid back on top, just for a minute so it comes back up to the boil. We're gonna make a beautiful herb oil. So look, I wanna make a dish that's super fast, but also super elegant. Like, just because something's fast and simple doesn't mean it can't be incredible. So, we have parsley. Just grab it, rip off the top, okay? It could be basil, it could be mint, it could be any other fresh green herb. I'm gonna take this over to the liquidizer. I'll throw that in with, you know, a nice couple of lugs of oil, and I can make a flavored oil, and you can use that throughout the week. So you want just enough oil so you can whiz it all up, lid on top, full whack. Now, in no time at all, you've got this incredible, vibrant, green oil. When you put that through a beautiful soup, stew, make a salad dressing out of it, put it over pasta, it is a truly, truly joyful thing. And you can keep that in the fridge, and it's just a nice little cheat to make food more interesting, more exciting. So in this same blender, I'm gonna go straight in with some beautiful peppers. These are roasted peppers. You get them in jars, shake it in, juice and all. These have been roasted, grilled, peeled, and de-seeded, and they will give you that glorious sunshine that you get from ripe peppers. So in there as well, I'm gonna go in with a nice big handful of almonds. And I'm not gonna roast or toast them. I want them to be raw and creamy and give you that silkiness, almost like you put double cream in the sauce, and it's gonna stick to the pasta in the most beautiful way. So in with a handful of that, then a little bit of heat. So some flaked dry chili here. Just go in with whatever you feel. So I want a nice hum in the background. It works really well with the sweetness of the peppers, but you don't have to go OTT. And then a little slug of extra virgin olive oil. Not much, don't need much. And a light seasoning of salt and a big seasoning of pepper. And then just a little thimble of red wine vinegar. Last ingredient to go in is cottage cheese. Now, it's not Italian, but you know what? It's an ingredient that you do find easily in the supermarket. So I'm gonna use a couple of tablespoons in there, just to give it a nice tangy freshness and creaminess. Back it goes. We'll wazz it up. It does do the most incredible job, because what you have in here, to me, is sunshine and joy. It just tastes of barbecue, holidays. And imagine making that on a miserable day when you want something that just makes you feel good. So summer or winter, happy or sad, this is a cracking dish that honestly will serve you and your family really well. So gas off. We'll drain this pasta over here. Once it's drained, we'll go back into the pan with the pasta, and we'll use that residual heat to add in our amazing sauce. Look at that color. Shake in that sauce. You can add just a little Parmesan for some light seasoning. Just fold it in. Pour it in the middle. And then just take that plate and give it a little shake. And once you've done that, take that beautiful parsley oil, which could be basil oil or mint oil or whatever oil you want, and just do little bombs of it. Think sort of Jackson Pollock, bosh. Then back to the beautiful cottage cheese. So you don't need much. When this hits the heat of the pasta, it will start to kind of melt in a beautiful way. The smell is insane. And there, my friends, is a joyful, exciting pasta dish made out of simple ingredients you can grab and do in the time it takes to cook some penne. Come on.